As we go around promoting the toast of Sir John A. Macdonald, we come across many stories that we have not been privy to before, and we thought that in drinking a toast to him, the best thing to do would be to have some more information. So we all know good old Sir John A. is on our money. We know that. We know he was the president of Manulife when he was president, prime minister of our country. We know those two particular things. We know he was a drunk, a controlled alcoholic. CA, controlled alcoholic. Taught that way at Oxford in England. That's how they teach of it. We've learned, but not confirmed yet, that his birth date is not January 11th, as everybody is saying it is. It's actually on the 10th. We ourselves have not been apprised of the proof yet, but we understand the Toronto Star Ombudsman, if you can trust those guys, they say it's on the 10th, and they've sent someone over there to prove it. So that remains to be seen as well. Things don't change in a couple of 100 years, do they? Anyways, one of the things that I learned was this guy. This guy is Peter Jones, Kaka Agwanabi later, Indian agent for Toronto, later to become the chief of the Mississauga. How come nobody put that information together? They know he had an advisor, I guess. Maybe they didn't want it known. How did I pick up on it is the amazing thing, because I had come to this gentleman from another point of view, from my friend Donald Jones, a friend of mine who is researching his family, and we found his great-great-great-great-grandfather, granduncle, was a guy by the name of Augustus Jones. And Augustus Jones apparently had a son who became a minister, and he methodized all the Mississauga. That's this guy. And that's where I dropped off of my knowledge and information. In fact, I had sort of adopted the name Kagagwanabi in my travels, and when I went to all the different sacred ceremonies, I always suggested that I was carrying the energy of Kagagwanabi, not knowing fully his son yet. And this is maybe ignorance on my part. But nonetheless, I did carry the energy of Gaga Agwanabi to the Maya land. And then coming back to Canada and learning about Sir John A. Macdonald, I learned all about the son of Gaga Agwanabi. This guy, first Indian doctor in the country. Go back then, imagine what he had to go through to become a doctor. First Indian doctor. And then did he go and practice amongst his people? No. He went to Kingston and worked with this guy, wasn't even a full lawyer, but he had a reputation and he spoke well. And that guy's name was Sir John A. Macdonald. And he became his political advisor. Hey. So the son of the chief of the Mississauga is political advisor to Sir John A. Macdonald when he formed Canada. And when they went to do the deal, Toronto was offered to the family, the Mississauga, and that's what happened. Peter Edmund Jones came to Toronto, became the Indian agent, and drafted the Toronto Treaty, which described all the land ending at Front Street, where the water line met Front Street. Very clearly in the document, that was the intention, and that is what had been agreed with the Crown through Sir John A. These things were all agreed upon. And now we're calling on the Queen through her Governor General, who's sitting on his butt doing nothing, as the Canadian Constitution insists. The Governor General can do nothing. Well, we still do all of our business in Canada under the name of the Queen, and it's about time she tried to set things straight here. She's got to put some effort into it. We call upon the chiefs of the country to get the Queen to do something about her agreements with us, the people of Canada. All the people, not just the First Nations people, all the people of Canada. But first, the First Nations people. We are entitled to more than we are getting. Although we're not complaining, we're doing very well, thank you very much. We are the richest country in the world, and we only got 36 million people. And we have to learn how to share it better, we know that. We can't even share it amongst ourselves fairly yet. And now we have to teach the world how to share the resources of the world more fairly. Well, let Canada be that. Let Canada be that lightning rod, that model, that way that we do things here in Canada. Let us show the world how we treat our First Nations people with respect. Following the UNDRIP. Stop all this BS that's going on. It just gives me a headache. Get the fundamentalist Christians out of the reserves. Get them out. And get them out now. It's they have no right or business to be proselytizing on the reserves. There is none. Get them out of there. Legalize marijuana. Get all the Indians out of jail. What are they in jail for marijuana? For smoking sacred herb? Is Team B going to do this? Is Sir Richard Branson's B team going to speak with us? Hi, his B team is giving me a headache too. Where is his A team? We need an A team, not a B team. Unless B is for Branson, a Branson team. If we're on Branson's team, I want a different captain. The captain there's nobody at the bridge. There's no one there. There's no one home. I better not get too far with this little diatribe, but it brings us into the now. What is now about? Now is about what platform we're going to have for sharing information, and I am suggesting strongly that we use BlackBerry exclusively from a marketing point of view for Canada. If it goes to Android, it doesn't matter to me. It matters to Canada. This is something that you need to think on deeply. Do we let it go immediately to Google for nothing? So that, I don't want to go into that. I hope I can't even edit this. I don't know how to edit it. So if it sounds a little bit too flying all over the board, that's just because that's the way it is today on October 19th in Toronto. Sort of a rainy, grainy day. This is my message for today.